how to create a 5-star customer service in your estate agency and have raving fans. Today, I'm joined by Jamie Minors, who is a big in the game estate agent from Norfolk. His 5-branch network with his colleague Alex is the 59th largest estate agent in the UK, and he is punching well above his weight when you consider that most offices, most estate agents in that sort of level have got 30 or 40 branches. So, Jamie, obviously customer service has gone an awful long way to get that sort of business. How do you deliver 5-star customer service in a estate agency? Talk to me.
We do the basics really well, day in, day out.
It's a bit boring, isn't it?
It is boring. And we spoke earlier on about something else, about things like sales progression and doing it properly. For us, we've got a set list of, I suppose, processes that when you mix them with great people, it creates the right relationship.
Because that's what it all is. It's people and process.
If you mix great people and great processes, magic happens. And part of that is speaking to your vendors every single week without fail. Speaking to your clients without fail.
Sorry, are we talking about valuers ringing up the vendors every single week?
No, negotiators in branch.
Okay, fair go.
So every single week, without fail, regardless of what's happened, we will speak to our clients every single week.
Hey kids, this thing called vendor contact, and I know, I've just got to explain what this is. So vendor contact is where you ring up the vendor every single week.
But most agents don't actually do the basics.
They don't?
They don't call them every week. They'll leave it 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yeah, and it's going off then, isn't it?
And you don't understand, and this is where we delve into things like vendor care, is we actually understand soft facts. How many kids have they got? What are the kids' names? Have they got any pets? What are the dogs' names? Where are they going on holiday that week? It's understanding those small details about the person and creating an ongoing relationship with them. So it's not just, let's just do vendor care. It's...
How did your holiday and Lowestoft go? Well, you wouldn't.
Yeah, but it's such a basic thing that it's almost embarrassing talking about.
It's being a human being.
Yeah. And the same goes for our sales progression. We joked earlier about, wow, we do sales progression. Yeah, but we do it to some really tight detail. We've got 8 full-time sales progressors for a 5-branch agency.
8?
8 for a 5-branch agency.
8 full-timers, wow. Well, I mean, what's your average, sale agreed to completion time?
Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers, but I guess around sort of 13 weeks.
Wow. I mean, the UK average is 19. So obviously worth your while. But what about your fall-through rate?
Lower than the UK average. Is at 26 point something % at the moment, I think.
That's really good.
Yeah, but it's still 26% of deals that have not gone through. So
yeah, I think at the moment nationally we're knocking on the door of 30. So, and again, if you're such a, you'll have lots of change and you can't help that. Okay. So how do you create raving fans? By just doing that and just keep doing that?
You just give people great service as best you can. And we're not perfect. There's always going to be situations where, unfortunately for us, something hasn't gone to plan, but we've now got about 2,500 5-star reviews on Google. We do it just from giving really good service, doing the basics well.
It's quite boring, but actually it works.
It is. It goes back to that people element. But if you do actually the things you say you're going to do, if you say you're going to call the client every single week, just call them and have a chat. Even if you've got bad news for them, just be honest with them.
Or no news, but just keeping in contact. I bet you don't lose many properties to the competitors, do you, either?
Not loads, no.
No.
No, not loads at all. Not for the size of business we've got.
No.
So we've now got about 740 homes for sale today, and it will be about getting through that, getting them sold, and helping them along their journey. But it is basic. It sounds so simple, but in the sales progression process, most people hate agents because they don't actually do the work. They don't update them. They don't communicate with them. It is more phone calls. It is more emails. But if you actually want to get the results, that's what you need to do.
Jamie, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Top tips on how to work on the business or not in the business in your estate agency. Today, I'm joined by Jamie Minors, who is a boss, along with his colleague, Alex, of a 5-branch network in Norfolk. They are the 59th largest estate agency chain in the UK. And when you consider that the agents around them in that sort of league table have got 30 or 40 branches, you've obviously nailed the on the business versus in the business. How can agents, bosses, work more on the business, not in the business?
Yeah, I see it lots. And the clients I'm working with now, they're trying to transition from working in the business to on the business. A lot of it is about processes and about ensuring that there's a model that can follow for somebody else to take that position. And a lot of it is down to recruitment and actually finding the right people to fill the position that they need to operate on. If you're only working in your business, you are missing out on so much stuff that you're not doing or not doing correctly. As we all know, valuing homes is exciting and fun, but if you're doing that every day, you can only spend time with one client. Whereas if you're working from a helicopter position, as I call it, and you're overseeing your operation, you can fine tune lots of different situations to help the business grow.
It's very much a chicken and the egg, because a lot of people say, I haven't got the time to work on the business because I need to work in the business. So it's kind of a chicken and the egg scenario, isn't it?
It is, and you have to go backwards to go forwards. So when you do transition from working more in the business to on the business, your profit may not grow. Your revenue may not even grow, because it takes some time for you to recruit, train, mold into the team the right people and scale, and for you to implement the changes that you want to make with your marketing, with your recruitment, with maybe your cash flow.
Because a lot of people say, I can't afford it. But then some people say, you know, only afford it if you can afford half of the salary. I don't know if you adhere to this one. Then you actually then stepping out the business will bring the other half in quite easily.
For sure. Yeah. So I create a thing called a time and energy audit, and it identifies where your time goes in the business.
Also, a classic diary, right? What have you done there? Is this the £10 an hour, £100 an hour?
Yeah, spot on. So you try to identify tasks in your day-to-day or in your week that you know actually you could pass on to someone else for
or you would pay for you'd pay someone £10 an hour to do it.
Yeah, that is the game of scaling. The game of scaling is to replenish the low value tasks, or the tasks that you can get someone to do for a lower cost, and replace them with higher value tasks that you should be able to do as a more experienced business owner.
A lot of people don't want to let go of the levers of power because they fear being taken advantage of by others. They fear the lack of control. How do you get over that one?
Everything in life is hard. You have to make a choice. Do you fear letting go of control of your business, or do you fear working until you're 70 with no retirement pension plan? Which one do you fear? Because for me personally, being an agent until I'm about to get put away in a coffin, that for me is the biggest fear. So I know what I'd rather choose, and fortunately for us, we chose making people branch managers and directors of our company so that we can work on a helicopter view to actually grow and scale the operation.
I know you offer this kind of training and coaching, but let's assume someone's in a different part of the country and they can't even afford you. Can you give me some step-by-step guides?
First step is they need to produce good business. They need enough money in the bank as a cash flow, or enough coming in that enables them the gap between where their costs are, where their income stroke profit is, and allows them to spend some money on actually having that extra person take their position. Let's say they're a business owner as a property valuer, they need to have that money of, let's just say 40 grand a year to pay for the valuer to do their job. That's the first step. They need to work hard to bring that in. Second step, find the person, identify the roles in which you want them to take. Third step, fill your time up with tasks that are going to help the business grow.
Oh, but before you do all that, you've already done your time audit to find out what. And is it normally one man, one woman band estate agents? Is it normally getting rid of the valuing?
That's the hardest bit they find. They can't let go of it. There's an agent in Norfolk that I really respect. He does very well, but he hasn't scaled his business because he's just obsessed with being a valuer. He doesn't run his business. He's there valuing 6 days.
But if he's happy, that's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, but
is he happy?
I don't know. Who knows? He's got other branches, but the other branches don't do the business that they could and should do.
So probably for him, it might actually be better for just to get rid of those other branches and just be a one-man band.
That's up to him.
Of course it is.
My point being is that agents generally do want to grow, but they fear that they're the best thing in the world in terms of valuing. Only I can win the business. Well, actually, if you let go of that, someone's sole focus can be that. They can do a equally as good job, sometimes better. My property valuers are better than me at valuing homes now.
Any other tips?
Build a plan, reverse engineer it. So build the goal of where you want to get to. Let's say your goal is that you no longer have to do any estate agency roles. Build a step-by-step plan that's so easy your 12-year-old son could follow it.
Thank you for your time today, Jamie.
Cheers, Chris.